Most people spend their lives trying to avoid failure. They pick safe majors, settle into jobs they don't love, and make choices based on what feels easy to explain. But here's something you need to hear. Safety has never created greatness. Playing it safe has never built anything worth remembering. If you're waiting for everything to line up before you take your shot, then you're not really living. You're just waiting. And waiting doesn't change lives. Action does. Think about it. How many people do you know who settled? Not because they lacked talent, but because they were afraid to take a risk? Someone once told me, make sure you have something to fall back on. But why would you ever want to fall back? If I fall, I want to fall forward. I want to see where I'm landing. I want to hit the ground facing the direction I was running toward, not backward into something I've already left behind. That idea changed everything for me. When you fall forward, you accept that failure is part of the deal. You stop pretending you can skip the struggle. Without failure, there is no growth. And without consistency, you'll never finish. So don't chase the easy path. Do what sets your soul on fire. Do what you feel passionate about. Don't play small. Mandela once said, there is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living. He was right. If you're not risking anything, you're not really living. Now, I'm not just talking about dreaming, because dreams alone won't take you far. Dreams without goals are just dreams. You can talk all day about what you want to be, but if you don't back it up with action, with structure, with a timeline, then all you've got is a wish. And wishing never changed the world. Do you know Reggie Jackson struck out over by times in his baseball career? That's more than anyone else in history. But what do people remember? The home runs, the big moments, not the swings and misses. And that's how life works. Nobody's counting your failures except you. And honestly, you should be counting them, because each failure is a swing. Each one means you tried, and the more you try, the closer you get to knocking it out of the park. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he figured out how to make the light bulb work. 1,000 failures. Can you imagine that? Most people give up after 3, but Edison understood something we forget. Every failure is one step closer to success. Every no you hear is just a step toward your yes. So keep going, keep trying. Fail big, dream big, because small dreams won't stretch you and safe choices won't change you. Now let me get real with you. There will be moments where you fail so hard, it hurts. You'll embarrass yourself, you'll lose. You'll wonder if you're even good at what you're chasing. I've been there. In the early years of my acting career, I auditioned for a Broadway musical. I thought I had the perfect role, except there was one problem. I couldn't sing at all. I didn't get the part, obviously, and yeah, it stung. It would have been easy to walk away, to say, maybe this isn't for me, but I didn't fall back. I didn't retreat. I got ready for the next audition, and the next one after that. I prayed a lot, and I failed a lot, but I kept going because I believed that something was coming. There's this old saying, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, eventually you'll get a haircut. And that's exactly what happened. I caught a break. Years later, I was cast in a play called Fences. It was a big moment for me, but here's the twist. It was performed at the same theater where I had failed that first audition 6 years before, the exact same place. And when I walked onto that stage, I didn't just remember the lines, I remembered the pain, the disappointment, the prayers, and the persistence. That moment didn't just happen. It was built by every failure that came before it, and that's the point. You're going to fail. You're going to fall. But the real question is, will you fall back or will you fall forward? You see, failing isn't the enemy. Comfort is. Playing small is. Never taking a shot is. If you want to have something you've never had, you've got to be willing to do something you've never done. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. People think greatness is this smooth road where everything lines up perfectly. and success just lands in your lap. But the truth is far messier. Imagine this. You're on your deathbed. You've lived a long life, but surrounding you are shadows, ghosts. These aren't just any ghosts. They're the ghosts of all the ideas you never acted on, the books you never wrote, the businesses you never started, the talents you never shared. And they're angry, disappointed, because they came to you hoping you would bring them to life. But you didn't. You let fear win. And now they have to die with you. Now ask yourself, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? How many unfinished dreams are going to follow you to the grave? That image haunted me when I first heard it, because I realized something. We don't just owe it to ourselves to try. We owe it to our potential, to the world, to the people waiting for what only we can give. And that's not about being famous. It's not about making millions. It's about doing something with what you have right now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, the truth is the world needs you badly. I just got back from South Africa, beautiful country, but parts of it are hurting, deep poverty, broken systems. But it's not just there. The Middle East needs your help. So does Japan, so does Alabama, Louisiana, Philadelphia. Every corner of this world needs people who are willing to give something of themselves. You might be thinking, but I don't have much. That doesn't matter. It's not about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. You might be a business major or a nurse or someone with a kind word. You might not have money, but you've got time. You've got compassion. You've got love. That counts. That's power. Some of you have patience. Some of you have grit. Some of you have long suffering. And some of you just have the willingness to show up when it's hard. That's all the world needs. Not perfection, presence. So what are you going to do with what you have? Let that question sit for a minute. I've seen too many people count themselves out before they've even started. They're waiting for more credentials, more confidence, more cash. But you don't need more. You need to start right where you are, with what you've got. And sometimes the only way to figure out where you're supposed to be is to fail first. Sometimes failure is your guide. The detour is the destination. And trust me, I know that firsthand. When I started college, I had no idea what I was doing. I enrolled in Fordham University as a pre-med student. I thought I'd be a doctor. Then I took this class called cardiac morphogenesis. That's a fancy way of saying I was completely lost. I couldn't read the textbook. I couldn't pronounce the name. I sure couldn't pass the exam, so I switched to pre-law. Didn't work. Tried journalism. Still didn't click. I didn't have a plan. And my grades? Well, let's just say they were falling faster than I was. I had an ED-and-BOD GPA. Eventually, the university told me maybe I should take a break. That's the nice way of saying, you're blowing it, kid. I was arse years old and completely lost. And then something strange happened. I was helping my mom at her beauty salon in Mount Vernon. She ran a small shop, nothing fancy, just real people, real stories. And there was this older woman getting her hair done. I didn't know her, never talked to her before, but I kept catching her reflection in the mirror. She kept looking at me, and I mean really looking at me, but she saw something I didn't. Finally, she took the dryer off her head, looked me right in the eye, and said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young man, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy. You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." Now, at that point in my life, I couldn't even imagine passing a class, let alone speaking to millions. But I never forgot her words, and here I am. Decades later, I've traveled the world. I've spoken to millions through my work, through the screen, through moments that connected people I'll never meet. And every time I think of that moment in the salon, I realize something. The future always knows where you're going, even when you don't. That woman saw something I didn't. And that's why I'm telling you this now. Even if you don't feel ready, you are. Even if you don't see the road, it's there. Even if you failed, that doesn't disqualify you. It prepares you Here's something else I've learned along the way. People will see your work, your achievements, your public victories, but they won't always see you. I've acted in movies, seen by millions of people. They see the characters, the stories, the scripts, but they don't see the real me. Not really. That's the strange thing about visibility. You can be everywhere and still feel invisible. But I see you. I see the you that's unsure, the one that doubts, the one that wants to make a difference but doesn't know where to begin. I see the questions you carry, the fears you hide, the gifts you haven't even opened yet. And let me tell you, those gifts, they're not accidents, they're not random, they're waiting for you. And what the world needs more than ever, especially now, is people who are willing to show up fully, imperfectly, authentically. That kind of courage changes things. That kind of heart breaks cycles. Now let's talk about risk. Not the kind they teach in business school. I mean real risk. The kind that costs you something. It's easy to take a job. It's hard to step out of the line and say, this isn't for me. It's easy to keep your feelings inside. It's hard to look someone in the eye and tell them the truth. It's easy to pretend you're fine. It's hard to ask for help. Real risk is personal. It's not just career moves. It's relationship moves, it's spiritual moves. It's the decision to forgive when you could stay bitter. It's the decision to keep loving when you've been hurt. It's showing up after the rejection. It's speaking up when your voice shakes. That kind of risk takes guts, and most people don't have it. But you're not most people. You're here, listening, watching, thinking. That means something in you is ready. Something in you refuses to settle. Something in you wants more. Good. Hold on to that, because life isn't linear. It won't always make sense. You'll make plans, and then life will laugh and throw a curveball. You'll think you're headed one way, and suddenly you're staring at a completely different path. That's not failure, that's living. You're not lost, you're just learning. Sometimes the path only appears when you start walking, and here's the twist. It's not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself, brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. That's how you build a life you're proud of. That's how you write a story worth reading. So if you've been waiting for a sign, here it is. Start with what you have, where you are. With whatever is in your hands, start scared, start unsure, start tired, start messy, just start. And when you do, don't hold back, give it everything. All your time, all your talent, all your heart, because the world doesn't need your half effort. It needs your whole presence. It needs the fire in your soul, not just the polish on your resume. And when you fall, and you will fall forward, fall in the direction you're headed. Fall with your eyes open. Fall with your hands reaching out for what's next. Because forward momentum, even through failure, is still progress, still purpose, still movement. And you'll be surprised what happens when you stop fearing failure and start using it. It becomes fuel. It becomes feedback. It becomes the best teacher you never asked for. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came after my biggest breakdowns. Some of my proudest moments grew out of my worst missteps. That's the pattern. That's the process. And if you're willing to stay in it, to trust it, to keep showing up, you will see results. Not always right away, but always in time. You just have to stay in the game long enough to get your shot. Keep knocking long enough for the door to swing open. Keep running long enough for the finish line to show up. And when you get there, because you will, don't forget the journey. Don't forget the detours. Don't forget the nights you wanted to quit. Those moments are sacred. They shaped you. They built you. They revealed the you that only shows up under pressure. When you finally arrive at the place you've been running toward, there will be a moment, a pause, a breath. Not because everything gets easy, but because you realize everything you went through actually mattered. The missed chances, the closed doors, the painful lessons, they weren't detours, they were the curriculum. The pain was part of the plan, the waiting wasn't wasted, it was preparation. And when you look back, you won't regret the risks you took. You'll regret the ones you didn't. And the calls you never made, the apologies you never gave, the moments you stayed silent, when your voice was needed. Life moves fast, and there's no rewind button. So you've got to live it now. You've got to make it count while you can, because the clock is ticking, and not in a scary way, in a wake-up kind of way, in a shake the dust off your dreams kind of way, in a there's still time but you don't have forever kind of way. So I'll ask you again, what are you going to do with what you have? Are you going to spend your days waiting for the perfect opportunity, or are you going to create one? Are you going to keep making excuses, or are you going to make progress? Are you going to sit on your gifts until they rust, or are you going to sharpen them and share them with the world? That decision is yours. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to do it for you. And the truth is, most people won't even believe in you until it's already done. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting to feel ready. Just start. It doesn't matter if people see you. It doesn't matter if the applause never comes. What matters is that you honor your assignment, that you stay faithful to the work, that you do what you were made to do, even if nobody claps. Because purpose is personal. It's not about followers or fame. It's about waking up and knowing you're doing what you were built for. That's the kind of peace that doesn't need validation. That's the kind of fulfillment that can't be faked. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember why you started. Remember who you are. Remember what's at stake. Because there's somebody out there who needs your words, your story, your courage, your presence. Somebody who's watching how you move through your storms. Somebody who's learning how to keep going because you didn't quit. You may never know their name. You may never meet them. But that doesn't mean you're not making a difference. You are, so show up. Stand tall. Speak up. Keep going. Take the risk. Apply for the job. Start the business. Write the book. Launch the podcast. Heal the relationship. Forgive yourself. Try again. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. And when life knocks you down, and it will, don't stay there. Rise. Even if you have to do it slow. Even if it takes everything you've got. Even if nobody sees it. Rise anyway, because falling isn't the end. Quitting is, if you fall forward. If you doubt forward. If you move forward. Every step counts. Every choice matters. Every day is a page in the story you're writing. And one day, someone else will read it. So write something worth reading. Live something worth remembering. And in the end, when your time comes and you take that last breath, make sure you're not surrounded by ghosts of unused potential. Make sure they're all gone because you gave them everything. You turned every gift into a seed and planted them in people, in projects, in purpose. That's a life well lived. That's the kind of life that changes the world. So what are you waiting for? Start now, fall forward.